Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful sunburst granny square. This tutorial comes in as we prepare for my next tutorial, which is of the granny square top, a very easy one. So I'm going to teach you how to make the sunburst granny square first, then we shall jump onto the next video. So this is beginner friendly and it's going to be explained in US terms. And I'll be using a total of 4 colors, as you can see here: white, red, orange, and blue, and then the white comes back. The yarn that I'll be using for this tutorial is marriner. It's a double knit yarn or a DK yarn. It's 100% acrylic, and the hook that I'll be using is a 4mm crochet hook. It recommends a 3.25 to 4mm, so I'll be using a 4mm crochet hook. And let's get started. I'll also be showing you at the end of the video how you can make this even wider. And yeah, let's get started. So you're going to grab your very first color. I'll be following the same exact color combination that I have for this granny square. So you're going to get your very first color, and for me that will be white. I'll be putting this here for reference. And you're going to make a magic ring. For a magic ring, just watch what I'm doing. You're going to get the tail of your yarn, put it at the front of your fingers, split your fingers into two fingers on this side and 2 on this side, wrap your yarn around the 2 fingers and create an X here. Then you're going to go under this loop here and grab the working yarn, and make sure you don't grab it all the way through. Just do that and then hold. Then remove your fingers, and now we're going to make a chain just to secure our magic ring. This chain doesn't count as a stitch, so you're going to make 3 chains. Those are 3 chains, which counts as our very first double crochet. And we are going to go ahead and place a total of 15 double crochets into the magic ring. So for a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's our very first double crochet. And we are going to do a total of 14 more. So yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And repeat that until you have a total of 16 double crochets all the way around, including the chain 3 at the beginning. So far I have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you feel like your magic ring is very big and it's making you uncomfortable, you can pull on the tail so that you can make it a little bit smaller. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have our 16 double crochets, including the chain 3 at the beginning of our round. And you're going to get your tail and close off the magic ring. Just pull on it. You will notice that the circle that we had at the beginning has disappeared. And now we're going to go on top of the first chain 3 of the round, which is this one. Count from the base, 1, 2, 3, and into the top of the 3rd chain, you're going to insert your hook, pull through all, and that represents a slip stitch. And now at this point we are done with the very first round, and you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. And that marks the end of row 1 or round 1. Round 2 is going to be worked with red. I'm using the same exact yarn brand for all the colors. So you're going to make a slip knot. To make a slip knot, you twist your yarn like this as if to form a ribbon. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, but don't let go of this hand, and yarn over, pull through. And now you can let go of the hand and then pull on the tail. So that will create our slip knot here. And we're going to attach our yarn into that stitch after the tail. So that stitch there, right after the tail that we just left behind after our first round. So you're going to pull through and then yarn over, pull through. So this doesn't count as a chain. This is how I attach my new yarn. I'll also demonstrate it on the next round in case you didn't get it right. So you're going to make a chain of 3, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to make a double crochet cluster. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch where the chain 3 is coming from, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, pull through. You'll have a total of 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. You'll have a total of 7 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through all. And then you're going to chain 1, do the same thing here into the next stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, insert your hook, pull through for a total of 3 times, and yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and make a chain of 1. And then you're going to go into the next stitch with the same process, 3, and then yarn over, pull through all, and then chain 1, make another cluster. Just watch what I'm doing. Chain 1, another cluster. So we're going to just continue to do this. Make sure each cluster is separated by a chain 1 space, and continue to do this until you have a total of 16 clusters all the way around your work. Alright, so let's cross check and see how many clusters that I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we want a total of 16. So that means we chain 1 and go on top of the chain 3. Remember, the chain 3 at the beginning of the round counted as a stitch. So we have to go into it and place a cluster. It may be a little bit hard, but make sure you go into it. 1, 2, and 3. The chain may be a little bit tight, but make sure you don't miss it because we want a total of 16 clusters all together. and then yarn over, pull through all, and then you're going to chain one and go on top of the very first cluster here into that stitch and make a slip stitch. So you just yarn over and pull through all. Then you're going to chain one and cut your yarn. So that marks the end of round 2. Now let's go on to round 3, which is in the orange color. Okay, so for the orange color, you're going to make a slip knot, just like I demonstrated for the red. And then we're going to attach our yarn into the chain one space right next to the chain. So this time we're going to attach in the space below, that chain one space before the chain that we left behind. I'm sorry, this color may be a little bit dark, but watch what I'm doing. I'm going into the chain one space right before the chain, the excess yarn that we left behind for our previous round. So you're going to attach your orange color there, like that, and that doesn't count as a chain. And you're going to make a chain of 3. And now we're going to do 3 double crochets together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same exact chain one space, pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then you yarn over, go into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll have a total of 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all, and then you're going to make a chain of 2. Then you're going to skip over the next cluster, which is this one, and go into the chain one space, and you're going to make your next double crochet together stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain one space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So we have 3 loops on your hook, on our hook now. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 loops now. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll end up with 5 loops, and then yarn over, pull through all. So what we just did was making 4 double crochets together for this space. This one we had a chain 3 and we did 3 double crochets together, but for this one we have 4 double crochets together, and that's what we are going to repeat all the way around. I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. You're going to chain 2 and make 4 double crochets together into the next chain one space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the first, second, third, fourth, and now you'll have 5 loops left on your hook. And remember, I told you to do a total of 4 double crochets together. So this will give us 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all, and make a chain of 2. And repeat that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't forget to always chain 2 in between the groups of double crochet together stitch. Alright, so we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So you should end up with a total of 16 groups of 4 double crochets together. So after this, you're going to make a chain of 2 and go on top of the very first group into that stitch there and make a slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 1, cut your yarn, and pull through. Alright, so we're going to round 4, and for round 4 I'll be using my blue color. Okay, now round 4 is a little bit different. We are going to start changing the circular shape to a square shape, just like you see here. So you're going to make a slip knot, just like I've showed you for the previous 2 rounds. And then we're going to attach our yarn in the chain 2 space right next to the chain that we left behind. So here, and you're going to attach our yarn. That doesn't count as a chain. Now you're going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this counts as our very first treble crochet. So place 2 more treble crochets. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So that's a treble crochet. After this, you're going to yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So this will give us a total of 3 treble crochets, including the chain 4 that counted as our very first treble. Then you're going to place 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. And then into the next space, you're going to place 3 half double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through all. That's a half double. Then this is the second, and then the third. And then 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. Now into the next space, we are going to place a corner. So we're going to place 3 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the chain 2 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our very first treble. Yarn over twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Those are 2. And I'm doing my third one the same exact way. So those are 3 treble crochets. You're going to make a chain of 3 to create a corner here, and then you're going to place 3 more treble crochets into the same exact space. So 1, 2, and 3. So we have our first corner formed, as you can see here, and then we are going on to our next chain 2 space. We are going to place 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next chain 2 space, we are going to place 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. To the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then into the next chain 2 space, we are going to create our second corner. So just like we did here, you're going to place 3 treble crochets. Don't forget to erase yarn over twice for the trebles. Chain 3 and 3 more treble crochets. So we are done with our next corner, and we are going on to the next side. So far we've done this side and this side. So we're going to go into the next chain 2 space with 3 double crochets. Three half double crochets into the next chain 2 space, and then 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. So we've reached that point where we are supposed to create a corner, and we are placing 3 trebles into the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3 and 3 more treble crochets into the same chain 2 space. That. Now we've created our 3rd corner, and now we're going to work our very last side and create the final corner of our square, because now it has moved from a circle to a square. So 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space, 3 half double crochets into the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. And then into this space where you have your very first 3 treble crochets of the round, you're going to go in there with 3 more treble crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And after that, you're going to make a chain of 3 and slip stitch into the 4th chain, or the top chain of the first chain 4 of the round. After your slip stitch, you're going to chain 1, cut your yarn, pull through, and now you can see we've turned the circle into a square. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you how you can work from this to create a much bigger square, in case this is not the look that you're going for, or this is not the size of the square that you require. So for this one I used white, so I'll use the same exact color. So grab your next color, or whatever color that you're working with next. So for me that's white, and I'm going to make a slip knot. And I'm going to attach my yarn into this chain, the chain 3 space next to the loose end that I left behind for my previous color. So I'll attach my yarn there, and this doesn't count as a chain. So you're going to make a chain of 3 and then place 2 more double crochets into the same space. And then we're going to chain 1, go into the next space between the 3 stitches, or skip 3 stitches and into the next space, which is this one. You're going to place 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and go into the next space. The spaces will be pretty clear at this point, where you're supposed to place the granny stitch. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space between the 3 stitches below. Chain 1 and continue that until we get to the corner. So the corner is the space with the 3 chains. So after this, we've reached the corner here because we don't place anything into the stitches. So you're going to chain 1 and go into the chain 3 space, and you're going to place 3 double crochets, chain 3, and is it chain 3? No, chain 2, sorry. Chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets into the corner. And after this, we've created our very first full corner. And now we are going to continue. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets into the next space. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches and 3 double crochets into the next space, and we're going to repeat this until the corner. Okay, so we've reached the corner and we're going to chain 1 and then 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same space. Then we're going to just repeat the same process all the way around. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 1. So just watch what I'm doing. So by now you should be knowing how to create the corner. It's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and we are done with our third side. So let's work our very final side. Okay, so we're coming to the end, and you're going to chain 1 and go into that chain 3 space that has the very first 3 double crochets of the round, and you're going to place a total of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round, chain 1, and cut your yarn. And then pull through, and as you can see here, we have the same thing going on for both the squares. All right, so for those who know a granny square, I have a detailed video of how to make a granny square. You can see something very familiar on the very last round. Now you're going to just repeat this round here again and again until you get your desired size for your square. And from there, we're going to turn our work onto the wrong side, and we're going to weave in all our ends. And you can notice the way I explained the way to join the new yarn, you should be having your tails lined up in one line. So we're going to start with the very middle one. The middle one will be dealt with using a darning needle, but from here onwards we have 2 strands at the same point. So you're going to go ahead and knot them 3 times or 2 times. I prefer 3 so that they are more secure. After that, you cut your yarn, and then now you have orange and red around the same spot, and you're going to knot. After that, you cut your yarn. I'll be showing you how it looks like on the right side of the work so that you don't get worried about these knots. I strategically placed them knowing that they won't pop onto the right side of the work. But I very well know that most of you guys don't like these knots, so you can use a darning needle to weave in the tails, but I prefer to do this. And after this, you're going to cut your yarn, and then you're going to grab your darning needle. I have one here, and we're going to deal with the middle one and the very last one, because those ones don't have any other tail just close to them, so that we can make a knot. So just go in and out of a few stitches of the very first round, and after that you're going to cut your yarn and do the same for this tail, the very last tail. Make sure you're weaving in on the wrong side of your work so that you don't tamper with the beauty on the right side, and make sure you're weaving into the same color so that you don't have a contrasting color popping through on the right side. So after that, you're going to turn your work onto the right side, and look guys what we have. We have a very beautiful starburst granny square. You can do so many of these and create beautiful designs, for example blankets, sweaters, shawls. So you can turn this design into anything that you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure I give it a thumbs up. I have a tutorial for you guys to try out after this, and I'll be linking it down below on the screen so that you can go and practice this stitch even more and create more amazing designs. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in my next video when we are making the top that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day. Bye.